In a world where less is becoming more, the tiny house movement is redefining what it means to live well. Today, we invite you to step inside a new kind of kingdom, tiny palaces where elegance meets efficiency. These aren't just small houses, they're architectural statements of style, sustainability, and intentional living. The idea behind a tiny house is simple: scale down your living space without compromising your lifestyle. But these aren't cramped quarters. Every inch is infused with thoughtful design, refined materials, and a surprising sense of spaciousness. Efficiency doesn't mean austerity, it means elegance with purpose. Tiny houses are built on the brilliance of spatial alchemy, transforming minimal square footage into maximum impact. Hidden storage, convertible furniture, and soaring ceilings turn limitations into inspiration. Every design element is intentional, proving that with the right planning, small can feel palatial. Whether rustic or ultra-modern, tiny houses share a core design philosophy: simplicity with soul. Clean lines, neutral palettes, and natural materials dominate, offering an airy and elevated feel. The emphasis is on quality over quantity, fewer elements, but each exquisitely chosen. In tiny homes, proportion is everything. Oversized windows, high ceilings, and elongated lines create the illusion of space. Clever scale manipulation ensures that even compact areas feel open and inviting, without losing intimacy. This balance is what makes a house feel like a sanctuary. Unlike mass-produced homes, tiny palaces celebrate craftsmanship. From custom cabinetry to handmade tiles, every detail is meticulously crafted. In a small space, every finish, edge, and fixture contributes to the atmosphere. These homes are not built fast, they're built to last. Material choice is crucial in small-scale luxury. Natural wood, brushed brass, textured stone, and matte ceramics all play roles in defining the feel of a tiny palace. The richness of these textures adds depth, warmth, and a tangible sense of sophistication. Aesthetic beauty means little without function. Tiny homes are marvels of practical design, with everything from multi-use furniture to integrated appliances working in harmony. The goal is seamless living, where your environment supports, rather than complicates, your everyday routine. houses, lighting isn't just decorative, it's architectural. Skylights, clerestory windows, and glass walls usher in natural light, while layered artificial lighting enhances mood and functionality. The result is a space that feels bright, open, and surprisingly expansive. Storage is the backbone of any tiny home. But here, it's elevated to an art form. Think understair drawers, built-in bench seating, and full-height cabinets disguised as wall panels. Every nook is maximized, offering functionality without sacrificing aesthetics. Bedrooms in tiny houses are often lofted, but that doesn't mean sacrificing comfort. From queen-size memory foam mattresses to built-in nightstands and ambient lighting, these spaces are cozy, private, and perfectly designed for rest. It's your personal palace in the sky. The living area is the heart of the tiny house. Though compact, it's designed for both solitude and socializing. Clever furniture layouts, open floor plans, and warm materials create a space that welcomes conversation, creativity, and connection. Tiny house kitchens are surprisingly gourmet. Full-size sinks, induction cooktops, and quartz countertops make cooking a joy, not a chore. Efficient layouts and clever storage ensure that every culinary tool has its place, proving that even small kitchens can serve up big style. Tiny bathrooms don't skimp on luxury. Frameless glass showers, rainfall heads, and heated floors transform routine into ritual. High-end finishes like marble tile and floating vanities elevate the space, offering a spa-like escape at the end of the day. Tiny houses often include flex areas, spaces that can shift from office to guest room, or yoga studio to reading nook. These multifunctional zones support dynamic living, allowing your home to evolve with you. It's adaptability, beautifully executed. Tiny homes often extend their footprint through outdoor decks, patios, and rooftop terraces. These open-air rooms expand the livable area, offering spots to dine, relax, or take in the view. Nature becomes a part of the architecture. Tiny houses are often paragons of sustainability. Many run off-grid with solar panels, composting toilets, and rainwater systems. Their smaller size means reduced energy use, and eco-friendly materials further lessen the impact. It's a lifestyle that treads lightly, without sacrificing luxury. Some tiny homes are built on wheels, offering the ultimate in freedom and flexibility. These mobile palaces can follow the seasons, the job, or the call of adventure. And they do it all with style and grace, proving home isn't a place, it's a feeling. Living in a tiny house requires a shift in mindset. You become intentional with your possessions, valuing quality over quantity. The result is a life free from clutter, physically and mentally. Your home becomes a clear reflection of your values. Tiny homes aren't one size fits all. Each is uniquely tailored to its owner's needs, tastes, and lifestyle. From pet-friendly layouts to artist studios, these homes are as individual as the people who inhabit them. It's bespoke living at its finest. Tiny houses often come with a lower price tag, not just in construction, but in maintenance, utilities, and taxes. This affordability allows owners to redirect resources toward experiences, travel, or creative pursuits, rather than being tied to a mortgage. Many tiny house dwellers are part of intentional communities, eco-villages, or co-housing projects that emphasize shared resources and social connection. It's not just about smaller homes, but a bigger sense of belonging. Luxury is no longer measured by square footage. It's about freedom, authenticity, and how well your home serves your life. Tiny palaces redefine luxury as a curated experience, not an accumulation of things. It's success on your own terms. Tiny house living is deeply tied to minimalism, not as an aesthetic, but as a philosophy. It's about choosing what truly matters, and letting go of what doesn't. This mindset transforms homes and lives into spaces of calm and clarity. Tiny doesn't mean outdated. Many tiny homes incorporate smart tech, automated lighting, temperature control, and security systems, all controlled from a phone. Efficiency and innovation work hand in hand, keeping you connected and comfortable. Yes, families live in tiny homes too. With smart zoning, bunk spaces, and outdoor play areas, these houses can accommodate kids, pets, and parents alike. It's about designing for togetherness, while still offering moments of personal space. For many, a tiny house is more than a home, it's a dream realized. Whether it's escaping debt, embracing travel, or living off-grid, these spaces are the foundation for new chapters, new goals, and new ways of being in the world. What began as a fringe movement has grown into a legitimate housing solution. Cities are now embracing ADUs, accessory dwelling units, and architects are innovating within smaller footprints. Tiny homes are no longer novelty, they're a necessary, beautiful evolution. Tiny house living is as much about mindset as it is about architecture. It's about finding joy in simplicity, pride in sustainability, and beauty in restraint. These homes are physical expressions of intentional living, tiny temples for a more meaningful life. Tiny homes prove that elegance and efficiency aren't opposites, they're partners. In these small but stunning spaces, we see the future of thoughtful living. Less truly can be more beauty, more freedom, more connection. Welcome to the world of tiny palaces, where every square foot is a celebration of purpose and possibility.